a little bit about Amanda. Again, she is stuck at the airport in Texas, and funny enough, we are not related, even though we have the same last name and same initials. But she's amazing, and she has such dedication and passion I appreciate for everything she does. So what is ALS Focus? ALS Focus is a collection of online surveys, and we have a slide later on that will show you the completed ones, and all of the data is available except for the most recent is still getting all the approvals and things to be uploaded, but that anybody can look at and are on all different topics, but a lot is surrounding quality of life issues, things that directly will impact the people with ALS, their caregivers, and the services that they get. So this is, I feel like, such important research because, yes, of course, we know that clinical trials and that side of research is absolutely vital as well, but the people that are living with ALS now need the things they need now and need their voices heard as well. So something that ALS Focus prides themselves on is that the surveys are created in collaboration with the Patient Advisory Committee, which is what I am a part of, and some friends of mine as well, in these pictures on the top. And some may even be here, I'm not sure. But it is really important, I think, for other people taking these surveys to know that they're not just people high up in their ivory tower making up questions and things from a perspective that is not realistic to the people on the ground. There is a group of people with ALS, their caregivers, surviving caregivers, meeting regularly, discussing every bit. We go through these surveys, we take them, have people use their eye gaze computers and different kinds of communication to see how long it takes, to see how taxing it can be, give feedback about that, give feedback about even the wording, if it's confusing and gonna make it take longer and be more exhausting for people that are trying to take it, making sure that caregivers are included, because we know that caregivers are important and the caregiver perspective is as important as the individuals with ALS as well. And then the topics themselves, instead of just saying, as the association or this individual and what I'm interested in, we're gonna develop this survey. It's, what do you guys wanna see in these surveys? What is important to you? What are the issues that you're dealing with? Kind of just like they were talking about the questions that they hear in clinic, sort of the same feedback. What are the things that you guys wanna see changed, impacted, and how can we develop a survey that we can get enough feedback to do something about that? This is something also that I am incredibly proud of, and why I chose to be part of it, is that the data is all anonymized, and when you get into the technical stuff, we use something called a neurostamp, which doesn't really apply to most people unless you're a researcher. But for people that are taking the survey, the important thing is nobody will ever see your personal information, just your answers to the survey, but nothing that you would want to keep private. But not only are researchers able to see the data, but so are you. At the end of the slides, there is a QR code and the website where everybody is able to go and look at the results of all these surveys and use them even in talking to your own doctors or your own care providers, just like researchers would in their studies. again, there are so many reasons that research altogether is important, but especially ALS Focus, I think, is very unique in its approach and is really working so hard to harness the patient voice and perspective and have it be at the front of policy, care providing, literally everything that the association is doing and wherever they are. I think it's really making a huge difference. Whoop. I lost it, but we didn't. Okay, so how to participate. It is actually quite easy. Again, just like Patty was mentioning about CDC registry, you can get help. We were supposed to have some material at the table, but you can use this QR code to get on or go to the website, and there is an email and contacts that we can help you if you need to as well. And welcome feedback if you find issues that maybe we didn't, but hope that they are very user-friendly. That is really something that we work hard on, even the way the scales are, the way it's explained, to make it as easy and user-friendly as possible. So these are some of the past surveys. Everything except for the very bottom, the social connections, is the results are online, all with the neurostamps, no personal information, but you can see the results of all of these. And the new survey that we are launching today, that you guys can go on, is a health and well-being survey. And I am especially proud of this one. It is focused on quality of life. And I think that, like I said before, it's so important that we remember that the people living with ALS now need quality of life as well. We need the research that's looking at other things, but we need to remember that some people want to live, and that's something that we should be supporting and helping them to do that in every way that we can. Just like I have to say, shout out to Melissa and the association for things like making sure that there's lifts in the bathrooms here at this symposium and things like that, that you don't see everywhere, and really making those efforts to make this a place that is friendly for patients as well as providers and researchers. So please go on and take the survey when you get a chance. They do take about 20, 30 minutes depending. A lot of it is scales, just asking you, from 1 to 10 kind of thing. So you can take your time. There are a few open-ended questions, but it's, like I said, we really work hard to try to make it as user-friendly as possible. And former caregivers and surviving caregivers can take the surveys as well, which we have also found is really important, and want to hear any feedback that anybody has, especially on surviving caregivers as well. And because we know that sometimes people feel like if their time of caregiving has ended, that their opinion is no longer relevant, and that is not the case. And I think that is something that is really special about ALS Focus as well, is going out of the way to make sure that every voice is heard and important. Sorry, our slides are a little mess, but we did have a slide that kind of just gave a little bit of a specific, let's see, maybe we can get it. Okay, here's the QR code for the survey now. Each survey is only open for 2 months, so it will be open until November 14th. And I don't want to change it if anybody wants. There also inside the program, the QR code is there as well, so you can use that. There we go, we did get more. Okay, so this is one example of some of the results from one of the surveys that was on genetic testing. And some of the things on the side there show you what can come of participating in these surveys, showing the need and the desire from the community for these different things. There we go. Oh, okay.
Thanks. So we've talked about the National ALS Registry. We've talked about ALS Focus Survey Program. And so this is just kind of a summary about how they're similar and how they're different. They're both online survey programs. What's unique about ALS Focus is they have surveys coming out on an ongoing basis, whereas with the registry, once you complete all of the surveys, that's it. They do ask for one disease progression update survey once or twice, but that's it for that. I think it's great that ALS Focus has their data open to anybody that wants to look at it, and they do have the dashboard, so please take a look at the dashboard when you get a chance. And you can interact with it and kind of learn about what the data looks like. The CDC registry data is available to researchers, but they do have to submit a research request. They have to explain what they're going to do with the data, all of that. So it's a little bit more of a process to get that data. And I think with that, we're running a little bit long on this session, so Marixa has asked me to just quickly see if there's any questions. Do we have any questions from the audience on either program? Okay, well, we're both around, and I have a table with the registry, and we can, Amanda wishes she could be here. She'd much rather be here than stuck in Dallas Airport. But please reach out to us. The contact information and the QR codes are in the program, and we'd love to hear from you and invite you to participate. Thank you so much for having us.